Allow God's great plan to unfold in your life. Don't be quick to be disappointed because you don't know how things will unfold. Sometimes God allows your ego to be bruised to preserve what is His in your heart. Sometimes God allows plans to fall apart so that you know who He is in your life.
The only option that is left for you is for you to hold on to God. Hi everyone, welcome to Bold and Brave. I'm so excited you're here. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed and be part of this family. On today's episode, I want us to talk about pushing through when things are really looking bad. You only have the one button that is left in you for you to survive. And the scariest part of life is when God is trying to prune, when God is trying to prepare us for the next season. And that's when you feel like everything is not working. You feel you're stuck and nothing is going anywhere. And these are the moments or seasons in our life that we do not see the dream coming true.
A lot of times that's what pruning feels like. It feels like you are being just like tormented, and it feels like God is just taking things away from you, and God, you don't want me to have what's good. But the reason He's pruning you is because all He wants for you is what's good. That's all He got waiting for you is what's good. But you can't become that full version of yourself because you are still holding on to the dead weight.
God is preparing you for the next big thing in your life, for the next big vision in your life. And you have to go through all the stages. It's like a child when a child is growing. The child has to go through all the stages before the child knows how to walk. There is no way God will take you to the next season, to the next big thing in your life, without preparing you for what is ahead. Not giving you the tools that you need for this season that you're going to be in. Most of the time, we want to run from this season. We want to run from this dark room that God has put us in. And it's in the dark room that God allows your confidence to grow. It requires a lot of trust in God. It requires a lot of, I know God is with me. Everything looks messed up. And to some extent, you even do not understand yourself. And you keep on wondering, how did we get here? It requires you to know in your heart, know deep down, that God is with you. God is holding your hand, despite the darkness, despite the failures the things that are going to fail during this season. It requires us to trust and have faith that God is working with us. Trust and have faith that even if this tunnel is the darkest tunnel that you've been through so far, even if no one is around you, God is holding your hand.
There's certain lessons where it's like, how many more times do I need to learn this? You know, sometimes I feel like it's hard to go through the same type of suffering. My mentality is that, is it something I haven't learned yet? So I guess I'm looking at it like, you're allowing this to happen because I didn't learn something.
Right. We've been taught in the church, and this comes out of legalism and so many other schools of thought, that if things are happening, then God is not pleased. He's taking me back to learn the same lesson. And we view His means of sanctifying us as punishment instead of love. That actually God loves you so much. He's using you so much for His glory, that He will keep dipping you in the refiner's fire over and over and over again until He sees His reflection. That's basically what the refiner's fire was. The goldsmith would constantly dip the gold into the smoldering hot flame for it to burn off the impurities. And then he would pull it out and look at it. And then he would dip it back in. And it's like, what is this process of dipping in the heat, pulling it out to stare at it, dipping it back into the heat, because he wants to get the impurities off of it so that when he looks at it, he can see himself.
Yeah, that's good.
So we could say, why you keep dipping me in the same thing? Why is the same thing? It's not because you didn't get the lesson. He looking for Him fully, in totality, in you.
It's in this season that you know that it builds our trust and our faith in God, because you find that you're relying on God a lot. You do not have anyone to rely on. even your own wisdom, even your own, like, you cannot even think. You're relying on God. And it's like 1 month has passed, and when you look back, you're like, how did I survive that? How did I manage to do all this? And you sit down and you are amazed by how God has been with you, by how God has been holding it down. Feel every single pain in this season. Allow yourself to go through all the emotions in this season. But when you're going through the season, you will not see anything to be grateful about. You will wonder why God, amongst all the people in this world, why did He choose you? Why are you His strongest soldier?
What I've learned is that, number one, in your hardest seasons, that's where the Lord is nearest to you. And for me, the Lord has been teaching me this a lot. It's like, whenever you're going through a valley, just literally be so thankful, because that is a breakthrough right there. God does so much in the valleys. God does so much when He's isolating you, when He's pruning you, when He's taking things away. He does so much. And people oftentimes, I feel like Christians, like the lukewarm, watered down gospel in America, it's like, wait for your breakthrough, wait for your blessing. Like, if you're going through a valley season, don't worry, God's gonna take you out of it. But what if the blessing is the valley?
Yep.
What if the blessing is those lonely seasons?
It is, though.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Like, the goodness of God is not boxed in a blessing, or you're getting a new car, a new house, a new relationship.
Right.
It is not. It is your character, and you're getting to know Him more.